Hi, my name is Robert Muke. Today might be my last day of freedom because in the following report, both concise and controversial, I'm going to disclose a secret you have never heard about before. I'm going to reveal to you an amazing natural healing method that was developed by a former Intercosmos researcher that may help anyone get rid of dizziness, vertigo, and other balance problems for good in as little as 14 days. It won't take you more than 15 minutes every day to put the methods into practice. Just 15 minutes per day on your self-treatment means that within 4 hours in total of therapy, and your dizziness, vertigo, and any other balance problems are completely gone. This secret therapeutic protocol used in astronauts' training schemes won't cost you a dime. It doesn't involve the latest drugs, visits to doctors, expensive re-education sessions, or complex testing. Just keep watching this report right now. Just a few months ago, it was almost impossible to get access to this treatment protocol. The reason why it has been kept under lock and key is obvious. I think that even a 5-year-old would figure out the situation if he or she found out that nowadays dizziness, vertigo, and balance problems have become a mass phenomenon, surpassed in frequency and cost according to national and international medical statistics by migraines and headaches only. Nearly 90 million Americans, or more than 1/3 of the population, report bouts of dizziness at some point in their lives according to the studies from the National Institute of Health. 1 in 3 people will experience dizziness or imbalance during their lifetime. There are an estimated 5 to 8 million physician visits for dizziness in the United States each year. Therefore, can you imagine how much is spent on medical services, medication, and difficult surgical interventions, on healthcare in general? I'll tell you, it's somewhere around many billion every year, and when it comes to talking about a lot of money, there are plenty of secrets too, don't you think? Vertigo and dizziness are 2 of the fastest-growing health search terms on Google, according to David Pothier, an internal ear specialist and researcher at Toronto's University Health Network. Do you know why? Diagnosing the cause of dizziness and balance problems is notoriously difficult. The vestibular system is really just a string of microscopic hairs at the end of cells, inaccessibly encased in bone, beyond the reach of biopsy or current imaging technology. Accurate diagnosis requires both specialized equipment, which many healthcare institutions lack, and specialists willing to invest inordinate amounts of time puzzling over patient charts and test results. But wait, there's more. Most chronic vestibular disorders don't respond to medication, and there currently isn't a way to regenerate human inner ear cells, the scientists say. But they can't hide the truth from you anymore. Now is the time for you to find out that everything you have known about the causes and treatments for dizziness, vertigo, and other balance problems is completely wrong. From today onward, the truth works for you. And I'm not kidding when I say this, because a strange and eventually happy experience that started as unhappy as it can get has helped me get a hold of this incredible scientific research-based method of treatment. It may help you get rid of dizziness, vertigo, and any other balance problems for good in only 2 weeks. Yes, you heard right, in just 14 days. The method will help you get rid of any balance disorders. It will take you as little as 15 minutes every day to put the method into practice. 100% sure disappearance of all these troubles is now possible thanks to my therapeutic protocol that does not involve drugs, does not require expensive treatments or surgical interventions, and has no side effects. If you suffer from poor balance, BPPV, vestibulopathy, labyrinthitis, vestibular neuritis, tinnitus, traumatic brain injury, or Meniere's disease. If you complain of vertigo associated with migraines, fatigue, anxiety, stress, weight loss diets, panic attacks, but especially if dizzy when traveling by car, plane, or boat. If you have dizzy spells in the morning when getting out of bed or when bending forward and then suddenly lifting your head. If you get dizzy after reading or spending too much time on your computer. If you experience balance problems every time you spin a little, then you should be all eyes and ears on this report. Watch and listen more. All of these extremely unpleasant problems can now be fully resolved by yourself, alone, in the comfort of your home, without expensive visits to the doctor, audiologist, pharmacist, or surgeon. You can get rid of dizziness without complex and expensive medical tests and procedures such as blood pressure tests, both lying down and standing up, blood tests, auditory tests, vision tests, CTs, MRI scans of your head, electronostagmography or ENG, VNG, or rotational chair testing. You'll soon realize that this isn't magic. This isn't snake oil or a big conspiracy. On the contrary, this is a well-documented, scientific research-based natural therapeutic protocol designed to treat and not only to alleviate dizziness, vertigo, and other balance problems for good in just 14 days. I've noticed that most people label dizziness as being a minor or benign condition. Frankly, dizziness and vertigo don't seem all that benign to me. That's because I have, unfortunately, experienced them firsthand, and I know how much suffering they cause. I'm sure that you, and millions of other people who complain of dizziness and vertigo every day, as I once did, are in a constant state of depression and hardly in the mood for anything. You always live in fear of a sudden emergence of a new episode of balance loss. You expect it to happen any time, especially at the most inappropriate moments. Your life has become a nightmare. I know this. I have experienced that. It feels like the floor is sliding from underneath you. You have no control of your balance. You worry that you're going to fall over. The world around you loses its contours and colors mix. All of that increases your feeling of fear. The purely terrifying feeling that reality will get out of control increases your anxiety. You try to tell yourself not to be afraid, although you still fear the moment when you lose direction, when you're not feeling safe on your feet. Instantly, you break out in a cold sweat and a foul, awful taste floods your mouth. You're nauseous and you feel like you're going to throw up, yet you're afraid you'll fall over in a pool of your own vomit. Things are spinning around you faster and faster, and you feel you should close your eyes, even close them instinctively, but then you realize it's worse. When traveling by car, it's a so-so experience. Your family got accustomed to you, and they help you calm down by opening the window, or the driver slows down or even stops. It's ridiculous, I know, but not dangerous. But what do you do when out shopping alone, or when you're out for a walk in the park with your wife or children? When you have an attack and you feel the world is spinning around you, when you can't stand anymore and you instinctively feel the urge to sit down. People are staring at you, and they don't understand what is happening, and you can't explain anything to anybody. You're white as a sheet. What else can you say? If you had broken an arm, it would make sense, or if you had a cut wound. People would see a swollen hand or the blood flowing. They would understand. But now, it's different. Dizziness is something subjective. Only you know the state you're in, since there's nothing to be seen from the outside. You are already tired of fear. Fear of the embarrassing moments when it's imperative to rely on somebody with your arm or even your entire body, because the vertigo has got a hold of you and you feel the imminence of falling over. You're terrified by the thought that you can suddenly fall on the street and get hurt with people around you thinking you're probably drunk. I know about it. I've been there. Everything you feel makes your life miserable, and you've had enough. You're always tired, you begin to have difficulty walking, suffer from depression, and have no interest whatsoever in daily routines. Before long, your work is affected. There's no joy in living left for you. Therefore, what would you say if I told you that all of these health problems in your life are over? In the next few minutes, you'll discover how all of the unpleasant symptoms that have made your life bitter for so long can actually completely disappear. Also, I want you to find out now the truth about the latest drugs aimed at restoring balance, and about the surgical interventions too. You'll find out why those options won't help you at all. They would end by totally ruining your health. Even if it looks impossible, I will show you how, using my treatment plan, over 41,430 people like you have regained their balance control and gotten rid of dizziness and vertigo in just 14 days. And the good news is that my secret therapeutic protocol is proven to work. Whether you have just had your first crisis or you've had more episodes of this kind, whether a doctor has seen you or not, whether you're male or female, in your teens or over 65 years old, it's time you say goodbye